Financial crisis in America for the 39% of people who can't pay their bills and uninsured motorists. Today, I read an article on CNN Business written by Matt Egan titled, 39% of Americans worry they can't pay the bills. The author of this article referenced a new CNN poll which revealed that nearly 4 in 10 U.S. adults, 39%, said they worry most or all of the time that their family's income won't be enough to meet expenses. That's up from 28% who expressed those concerns in December 2021, and it is similar to the percentage during the Great Recession, which was 37%. Okay, my friends, here are my thoughts. I'm not sure why the author didn't say the percentage is now higher than it was during the Great Recession. After the 2008 Great Financial Crisis, people and businesses were struggling. Just about everyone was hit hard. The fact that the current percentage of Americans in 2024 who worry they can't pay their bills is higher than it was during that ominous era is disturbing to me. Some people considered 2008 to be a once-in-a-century event. It is crazy to me that 39% of Americans worry they can't pay the bills. I really feel bad for these families. This is probably why credit card debt is at an all-time high. It's probably also why buy now, pay later loans have skyrocketed in popularity recently. Getting back to the article, the author said Americans are coping by adding side jobs, cutting down on driving, and putting more expenses on credit cards. This is the first story I've read that has referenced Americans cutting down on driving. That's a new one for me. I suppose that is one way to save a little money. The author of this story reported more grim news. Apparently, the percentage of Latinos who are worried most or all of the time about making ends meet is 52%, and for Black Americans, it is 46%. Let this sink in for a moment. These percentages really scare me. This paints a picture that shows what is happening in the real economy in America. What concerns me the most is this is happening during a period of relatively low unemployment. I can't imagine what kind of disaster we could witness if unemployment ticks up at some point in the future. I also worry about inflation. The Fed is supposedly winning the war on inflation. Do you believe them? This is the same Fed that told us that inflation was transitory. We all know how well that worked out. That's one big reason why all of these Americans are worried they can't pay their bills right now. I, for one, don't see this getting any better in the near future. The author of this article referenced Moody's Analytics and said the typical household is spending $925 more a month to purchase the same goods and services as 3 years ago. I'm sure a lot of the breadwinners in these families haven't seen their pay increase by $925 per month. Some companies act like they are doing you a favor by giving you a 2 or 3% raise for the year. That's not going to help much during this period of high inflation. The CNN poll revealed that 68% of Americans have changed their grocery buying and 69% have cut back on spending on extras and entertainment. That one really surprises me. I'm shocked that people are just now cutting back on spending on extras and entertainment. I would have thought those things would have been eliminated a long time ago. Take a family of 4 to dinner and then to the movies, and buy some popcorn, drinks, and snacks while you're at the movie theater. You'll be shocked by how much this type of outing will cost. It's just not feasible for most families anymore. People really should just be watching the Edward Ph.D. YouTube channel at home for free. There's not much great at the movie theaters these days anyway. I read another shocking story today. This one was on CNN Business, written by Samantha DeLoya, titled, "A $1 million starter home is now the norm in more than 200 U.S. cities." According to the author, the number of U.S. cities where first-time homebuyers are faced with at least a $1 million price tag on average for an entry-level home has nearly tripled in the past 5 years. The author went on to reference a report from Zillow, which revealed that a typical starter home is now worth $1 million or more in 237 cities, which is up from 84 cities in 2019. Well, my friends, this is one more data point that shows you how inflation is impacting Americans. How in the world are young people starting out in life ever going to attain the same lifestyle that their parents had at their age? Now, some may get financial help from their parents, and they may be able to realize the American dream of home ownership. For others, I don't know how they are going to swing a payment on a $1 million home once property taxes, insurance, HOA fees, utilities, and maintenance are all factored in. There are zero-down mortgages for veterans and zero-down USDA mortgages in qualifying rural areas, but most people are going to have to save up a minimum of 3% down and then also have cash for closing costs, an appraisal, and an inspection. Unless they buy a property from a builder, some of these builders are getting very creative. Some are finding ways to help buyers get into these homes with as little money as possible. Of course, some are selling poorly built homes and overcharging for them. Note I said some. I didn't say all builders. Talk to some home inspectors about what they think about production builders. They will tell you the truth about the quality of some of these homes. I've had numerous conversations with these home inspectors, and it is very telling. Regarding the cost of living these days, there are apparently a lot of people who can't even afford to pay for car insurance. I read an article on Yahoo Finance, put out by the Wall Street Journal, and written by Kaylin Rohn, titled, "An Increase in Uninsured Drivers is Pushing Up Costs for Everyone Else." According to the author, more Americans are driving without car insurance, and it's making coverage more expensive for everyone else. The author referenced the Insurance Research Council, which found the percentage of uninsured drivers rose to 14% in 2022 from about 11% in 2019. I once had a previous vehicle of mine struck by an uninsured motorist. It caused quite a bit of damage. Fortunately, I had uninsured motorist coverage. It just frustrates me that more isn't being done about this problem. The last time I was pulled over, the police officer just asked me for my driver's license. He didn't ask for my registration or proof of insurance, which I thought was weird. I think it would be cool if the police could do random stops and just focus on uninsured motorists. This might send a clear message to the general public that we aren't going to stand for this anymore. It's not right that uninsured motorists are pushing up the cost of insurance for everyone else. Insurance is already too expensive. It's almost becoming cost prohibitive for some families who are trying to do the right thing by having insurance. The author said many of the drivers dropping insurance coverage say they are battling rising costs for groceries, housing, and healthcare. There you go. Another bit of information that sheds light on what is happening in the real economy. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.